Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly dividing the word and truth and sincerity. And shalom to you believers out there, the Akim Wa'akwa. Forgive me if I sniff. My sinuses been acting up, but I was reading something and came to this word, metastasis. All right.
Metastasis.
The development of secondary malignant growth at a distance from a primary site of cancer. When I read it, scriptures popped into my mind. I'm like, oh, I got to do a lesson on this, because thinking about this is thinking about Esau, Edom. And that's why when we go here to, we gonna go there, but Ecclesiasticus 10 verse 10, it says what? The physician cut off a long disease. That physician is Yahweh Shai. And that long disease is what? Esau, Edom, ruling in Babylon the Great, where this disease has spread all over the globe. And he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. Yeah. So it tells you in metastasis, the definition, what? It's secondary malignant growth at a distance from a primary site of cancer. And that primary site is what? None other than America. That's why, hold on, let me put my phone on. Do not disturb. That's why when you look around the globe, you see other nations trying to mimic what we do over here, what the people over here do. Revelation 18, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And when you go into that wine, that's going into the what? Ideologies, the philosophies. And the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, right? You know, you have these countries that get monetary favor. All right, they might get military favor or such other favors, but they have to what? They have to bend the knee, basically. They have to go along to get along. That's why brother did a lesson how Thailand, they now voted. The majority, it was like 300-400 people voted. It was like 415, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It was 315 or 415. And out of those people, 400 voted yay to SS marriages. You know, marriages are the same, kind. I'm gonna say it like that. And that's a part of that wine, man. When you go here to when you go to Habakkuk 2 in verse 5, what do it say? Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine. See, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. That's why America have all these military bases everywhere. That's a part of that sword. That's a part of that sword is a cancer. Violence, missiles, and whatever else Esau got going on as the sword. He can use pestilence. He can use whatever, it ranges. But that cancer has spread everywhere. Who enlargeth his desires hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied. Yeah, he's not satisfied with his home base because he's been given the fatness of the earth, but he's not satisfied. He want to go into space. He want to do this. He's always everywhere. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Yeah. So this man, philosophies, ideologies have spread it. And now these other nations is that secondary cancer. That's why you can go somewhere else, but you can see Esau, Edom fingerprint somewhere. You can see America fingerprint somewhere. I seen a girl in Islam one day, and you could kind of tell the vibe. She had on the hijab, but she had on her booty was out, her breast was showing. And it's like, what's the purpose of wearing a hijab if you're gonna show your body? You're supposed to be all the way covered up. Well, that's because that's that Babylonian juice, where she feel like, all right, I'll just throw this on, but I still want to dress modern. Nah, When you go to Jeremiah, let's go here. Let's go to Jeremiah. I know I passed it. When you go to Jeremiah 51, in verse 7, it says, what? Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Yes, that's why you're looking at a planet of degeneracy. And when you go into degeneracy or degenerate, it's to get worse and worse and worse. And that's what happens to basically a cancer. It gets worse and worse and worse. If you don't cut off that primary source, the cancer is going to keep spreading, which means your body, your health is going to get worse and worse and worse. And I know this firsthand because my father passed from cancer. All right? It get worse. It don't get better unless you heal the primary source. You have to find that primary source. Sometimes cancer's going to remission. But if you don't kill that source, it's going to come back and spread. So that's why the Lord, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, even though Yahweh Shai is physically coming, he's going to be that physician, and he's just going to chop Esau, Edom out. He's going to cut him off. All right? When you go here to Wisdom of Solomon, and I was reading this last night, 3, starting at verse 10, it says, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. Yeah, this is a nation who have forsaken the Lord. This is a planet, basically. You know, not everybody, of course, but in totality, that's why only 1/3 will be saved, and 2/3 is going to be destroyed. See, it's going to be less saved than more. Because they forsaken the Lord. How you forsake the Lord? You forsake his word. You forsake the instructions that he give you. And Esau, Edom, he's adverse to that. That's why if you go back a chapter in Wisdom of Solomon 2, it tells you what the ungodly reason with themselves. All right, it tells you that in Wisdom of Solomon 2. For the ungodly said reasoning with themselves, but not aright. All right. That our life is short and tedious, yeah. See? But going back to Wisdom of Solomon 3, verse 11, it says, for whoso despises wisdom and nurture, all right, he is miserable. And that's why everybody is suffering, man, for forsaking the Lord. But because they have drunken that wine, that's a part of going mad. These other nations, they mad. They notice the degeneracy of America is spreading over into their countries. And that's why they're mad at the king of Babylon, the kings of Babylon. That's why they got missiles aimed for other reasons as well. But see, that's why the whole planet is just basically miserable, man. And their hope is vain, their labels unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. The reason being is forsaking the Lord and drinking that wine. This is the outcome of drinking of that wine and forsaking the Lord. Their wives are foolish and their children are wicked. Right? We got all these foolish women around the world. Okay? Feminism. Look at the children, man. They're degenerates. No matter what nation, a lot of children are degenerates. But when you go to Israel, that's why Elder Metastasis, he did a video where, these little kids was rapping in their lyrics. Because I remember back in the day when kids rapped, it was cute. It was mainly about school or something with their parents. Now they got lyrics, real lyrics. And you could tell the adults is pushing it, is behind them, tapering up the lyrics. But why is that? Because they're degenerate. So these children come from degenerate parents, which makes them degenerate. The children come from wickedness. That's why they wicked. All right? Why? For forsaking the Lord and drinking that juice. This is a part of the cancer that's spreading everywhere. And Esau, Edom is the primary source. Why you might say that? Because Esau Edom, he owns the radio stations. He owns the record labels, the publishing. He owns the TV, the internet. So he's able to spread this degeneracy at a mass level to where it's like, you would have, say, a group of people rapping in a city or town. Let's take rap. It wouldn't spread as fast if it wasn't on TV, radio, and things of that nature. If Esau Edom wouldn't put $1 million in their pocket, let them tour all over the globe and all of that, that's spreading that cancer. So he's the primary source. Meanwhile, he's he's in the background blaming everybody else but himself. But he owns the label. He owns the tour buses. He owns the jets. He owns these things. So he's the primary source that has to be cut off. And that's why when you go to Isaiah 14, the Lord is telling you what he's going to do. Isaiah 14, starting at verse 21, it says what? Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So in the world to come, they're not going to do that. He's going to cut them off. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon, see, the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. Because when you cut off the men of a nation, you cut off the nation. Because the man had the seed. He said he's cutting off all of that. In the kingdom of heaven, it won't be a street or a town or a city called Jefferson, after Thomas Jefferson, or some named after Benjamin Franklin, or one of these people that Esau Edom idolized. No, they're going to be done. They're going to be under subjection where they're supposed to be. Verse 23, I will also make it a possession for the veteran and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, said the Lord of hosts. Right? So America is going to be cut off. Esau's going to be cut off, which in turn, Salakia, by him being a primary source, all of these nations that sup with him, they going to be cut off. And that cancer going to die off. And Yahweh Shah, being that physician, that healer, is going to heal. And that's why you're going to have righteousness that's going to dwell instead of wickedness. It's going to be righteousness that's going to dwell, man. Because he's going to cut off that primary source. Yeah, you can blame, black men for selling drugs and guns and all the violence. But what's the primary source? Where is they getting the guns? Where is they getting the drugs? Where is these massive amount of drugs coming from? Who's allowing that to enter into the neighborhoods? Esau Edom. He has all this technology. He got all these cameras and all of this night vision, and you don't think he know what's going on in the United States? Yeah, you can blame immigrants for coming over here, but who's letting them come in? You can blame this and blame that, but the primary source, if you go to McDonald's and your burger is wrong, and you say, hey, my burger was wrong, and one of the employees start arguing with you, you're going to say, where's the manager? Why? Because that is you're going to go to the top of the chain. You're going to be like, all right, forget you, you're a crew member. I want to speak to the person that's in charge. And when you're talking about who's in charge, the earth have been given into the hand of the wicked. Nobody can debate that the white man rules the planet. So he is responsible. He's the primary source. Because they kill me saying humanity, is polluting the water and doing it. No, the primary source is Esau Edom. He controls the boats. He controls what's going on, where the trash can be put. He controls the water. He controls the food. He controls the air. He controls these things. So he's the primary cancer that has to be cut off. That way white righteousness can dwell. And because once you kill that primary source of cancer, again, all the little cells under that is just going to die off. You can get them out of there. So, I just seen this definition and it just brought that to mind. The development of secondary malignant growths at a distance from a primary site of the cancer. And I was like, wow, This is definitely Esau. He is that primary source. And everything in the globe is that secondary malignant, those secondary malignant growths. Black culture, feminism, thug culture. All the wickedness is going on the planet Earth. Is those malignant growths from wicked ass Esau Edom, man. All right, so Lord willing, this was edifying to the next lesson. Shalom.